and
Oddworld.
Hey oddballs, it's your host Jensen, and welcome to episode number 2. And I want to say happy birthday to anybody who has a birthday today. Why might you ask? Well, I have a book of birthdays, and I think I'm going to start reading the day that an episode comes out. Whatever day that's on, that's the day that I'm going to read for the birthday. If you like that idea, let me know. Comment on this episode. And so I'm just going to do that for this episode, and we'll see how it goes. July 13th people are leading entrepreneurs. Their inherent preference to play an active part in life endows July 13th individuals with their irresistible urge to make progress and achieve tangible targets that they typically set for themselves. And when their highly developed intellectual and emotional perspicacity is added to the personal equation, it results in an outstanding capacity to recognize a potentially advantageous opportunity whose merits may not be immediately obvious to less sensitive types. Seize the moment and act incisively. To all their ventures, be they within their professional or their private lives, they bring their natural qualities of originality, inventiveness, and vigor, and because they are responsive to the emotions of others and are innately kind-hearted, also the desire to build supportive and close-knit teams to assist them in their endeavors. The same concern for other people naturally equips those born on this day for careers where they can work toward the welfare of humanity, as social scientists perhaps, although their talents may suit them equally well to becoming commercial entrepreneurs or artists. July 13 people's personal relationships are usually characterized by the deep affection and protectiveness that they manifest toward their nearest and dearest. The value that they place upon the emotional bonds that they form with others may stem from feelings of angst or otherness, another result of their far-reaching perspicacity, which has the capacity to be enriching if positively channeled, but which may also cause them to become overly anxious with regard to what they perceive to be fate that lies in store for them. Their virtues are kind-hearted, innovative, and intuitive, and their vices are overloaded, depressive, and angsty. Careers could be social scientist, entrepreneur, therapist, team manager, or athlete. And that is the birthday of the day. So if you are July 13th, baby, let us know if that described you. Or if you know somebody, let us know. And now we're going to jump to the stories.
This comes from DuskMuse711 on Reddit.
When I was 13, I babysat a little girl named Emma, one of the sweetest kids you could think of. I was a regular babysitter for her, so much so that when I couldn't babysit for a few months, she called all her other babysitters by my name. This happened after I came back to be a regular babysitter for her. It was about 10:30 at night. I had already put Emma to bed and had been channel surfing. The house was set up that the front half was an open concept. The living room, dining room, and kitchen were side by side in between the living room, and the dining room was an open doorway to the back half of the house. At one end was Emma's room, the other end was her parents' with the bathroom connected to the parents' room. Now, while sitting on the couch, I heard something run down the hall to the bathroom. Assuming it was just Emma going to the bathroom, I let it be. A few minutes went by and I heard the feet heading back down the hall. I turned to tell her to go back and make sure she flushed, as I hadn't heard it, but I only saw the tips of black hair that had ran past the open doorway. Here's the problem. Emma is blonde. I quickly jumped up and rushed to Emma's bedroom, throwing open the door, her nightlight bright enough to make her out as she sat up and looked at me, rubbing her eyes in confusion. I asked her if she had went to the bathroom. She shook her head, and I did a once-over of her room, checking under her bed and a quick peek in the closet. I didn't see anything, and I just told Emma I was double-checking for monsters. I tucked Emma back in, saying goodnight as I headed out of her room again, leaving it slightly open. I began to walk away, but stopped when I hear Emma speak. Thinking she was going to ask me something, I turned to listen only to hear, "You shouldn't have said something. Don't scare her. I really like her." I didn't say anything to the mom about it and continued to babysit Emma until they moved away. I always made an effort after that to include the being. If Emma was drawing, an extra spot was set up. It seemed to make Emma happy, and nothing ever startled me again. Hopefully you're not listening to this in a dark room by yourself, because maybe somebody's looking in on you or running past your doorway. Just saying. On to story number 2.
This comes from Unlucky Deer 448 on Reddit.
Growing up, a few different family members have seen things that shouldn't be there. One time my mother saw our landlord/neighbor walk through our house even though he had recently died in a car accident. It freaked her out so badly she had us kids sleep on the floor. One of my cousins always saw a man who looked like a shadow of a cowboy in her doorway as a child. And my brother always saw a lady in white wandering around our childhood home. I've never experienced anything of the sort until a few years ago. One night, I was at my childhood home late at night. I was talking with my mother and husband in the open space living area. As I was walking into the kitchen, I saw something out of the corner of my eye down our long and darkened hallway. It gave me the impression of a wretched female. I cannot explain it any better than that. It wasn't a physical presence like seeing a person. It was more a shadowy impression. I instantly got a sense of malevolence and foreboding. I was immediately frozen with what felt like live wire sensation, and my hair stood up on end. I was really taken aback by what I just saw, but it was the feeling it gave me that affected me the most. To this day, I still feel that awful sense of evil. I stopped talking and calmly asked my mom where she kept the holy water. I was raised Catholic and my mother always had holy water in her home. The presence was lingering outside the doors of my mother's foster children. Despite the awful feeling, I sprayed each door down with holy water and was eventually able to get rid of the lingering feeling. It was such a foreboding presence. I have never felt anything like that before and have yet to experience anything like that again. Yeah, if you get a weird feeling, I'd spray it down with some holy water too, because bye. Like, for real, goodbye. I'm not here for the negative energies. Like, no, I'm sorry. But anyhow, these ones were really creepy, and I hope that you guys really enjoyed this episode, because this one gave me literal spooks. I don't know, like, I'm sitting in my little office and my son is asleep in his room, and it's just, I have all the lights turned on, if that tells you anything. I'm just a little spooked out today. But anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and well, it's an odd world after all.
Oddballs, go follow us on It's an Odd World After All podcast on Instagram and Facebook. Also, give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. If you have a story you would like to share, email us at it'sanoddworldafterall@gmail.com or message us on one of our social platforms. Don't forget to share us with your family and friends. And check out our website, it'sanoddworldafterall.com.